In today's video, I'm taking items from Dollar Tree and turning them into this really cute gift idea that can be customized to give to any dad or husband for Father's Day. For the base of this sign, I'm using a couple of these spring signs that Dollar Tree has out right now. You'll see how I use the second one a little later on in the video, but I start by flipping it over, removing the hanger, and then I love heating up my labels with my hairdryer. It makes them peel off so much more smoothly. I am going for a faux wood background on this project, and I start with one of my favorites, which is the Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle, and I give this two nice coats of that using one of these wide brushes that I pick up from Walmart. I love these brushes. I get a lot of comments about them, but they're just super cheap. I think they're about $4.98 for a couple of them, but I think that's a really good price because I use these brushes on a lot of my larger projects and they work perfect. Then I'm using my hairdryer again to speed up the drying time. I feel like chalk paint does dry super fast, but especially whenever I am filming these crafting videos, I just feel like it cuts down on the drying time so much more than waiting for everything to dry. And you know, I can't make a sign without dry brushing some different colors on there, so using some of my mineral color I apply extra to the edges, but I try to empty out my brush and then dry brush this beautiful beige color all over the sign. Then using a piece of sandpaper, I go over all the dry paint. I feel like doing this just adds so much more texture and really softens all the brush strokes and just makes it look more like a natural weathered wood rather than it just being painted and those harsh brush strokes. And then especially whenever you go around the edges and let some of the natural wood show through from the sign, I think it just adds a lot more of a realistic look to it, and I just love how the end result turns out. And then I did want to add the little plank lines in there, so I'm using this metal ruler that I have, and then just taking a paint marker, I scooted down the ruler about 1/2 of an inch, and this gave it the perfect width planks to make it look like a cute little palette sign. And because the black lines were super shiny since this was an oil-based pen and they were really strong, harsh lines, I did go over them again with my sandpaper, and I love how this looks. After I go back over it with the sandpaper, it just makes it blend in so perfectly. I picked up a 3-pack of these self-adhesive hooks from Dollar Tree. This is what I will be attaching to the bottom to hang my little barbecue utensils from. And then for the decor in the center, I wanted to add a couple of spatulas, and I found this really cute little pack of toy kitchen set. So I ended up getting 2 packs of these, so I will have 2 spatulas to add in the center. To make these white plastic hooks blend in more with the brown background, I painted them with 2 coats of the truffle paint as well. While the hooks are drying, I really wanted to dress up these little plastic spatulas and make them look more realistic, so I'm using some of my cheap little painter's tape. I think these rolls came from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm going to cover the black handle because I do like the black handle, but I did want the actual metal spatula part to be silver, so I'm taping off the handle, and then I'm going to spray paint these with some of my Rust-Oleum metallic silver spray paint. After I got them spray painted, I give them a second or two to dry, and then I went ahead and got the painter's tape off as quickly as possible because I know a lot of times whenever you do stick painter's tape on something plastic like that, it is almost impossible to get off if you do leave it on there for a while. So I just peeled them off, and I already love how they turned out. They do look like realistic little spatulas. And then I went ahead and positioned everything out to how I liked it, so I could go ahead and get everything glued down and decide where I wanted to put my letters. Next, I'm taking some of the large poster stickers from Dollar Tree, and this is just a super simple way to write out words that you want to without freehanding. And I just went ahead and wrote out Dad's Barbecue. I was going to give this to my husband and let my kids give this to their dad. He loves to grill out. But this definitely could be customized to say anything. You might have to stack the words if it's like a longer name. But I was thinking, even besides like barbecuing or grilling, you could definitely make this into a key hook or a sign that could be hung out in a workshop. I think that would be really cute, as long as you tell them they couldn't hang something super heavy on these plastic hooks. But you can just be really creative and make something fun out of this. And then I felt like it needed something extra on each side of the little spatulas, so I went and printed off a silhouette of a cow and a pig, and then I just traced them and painted them on either side of those. These had such tiny little features. I did struggle cutting them out perfect, so I did have to like replace the tail because I had to cut it off. But you definitely could do the shading on the back with the number 2 pencil and just trace over these for more of a perfect shape. I wanted to hang this up using some nautical rope, so I knew I needed some larger holes for the rope to go through. So I'm drilling out a couple holes at the top. The original 2 holes that were hanging the jute string are still there. If this does bother you, you can definitely use some wood filler before you paint, or try to add some hot glue in there and paint over that. But they didn't bother me. I thought they looked fine, but I did not like the back of this sign. I didn't want to give this as a gift knowing that it had glittery and a different design on the back, so I decided to take just another of the same exact sign and then glue the designs on the inside together. I'm just using some hot glue, but if you are giving this as a gift, I would definitely recommend using some E6000 so you get a better, longer hold. And then I placed these 2 signs together, and you still could see some of the glitter edges, so I did have to take some of my truffle paint and then go around that, and then I had to drill the other holes so it would go all the way through the sign. And then after everything had dried, I just pulled the nautical rope through the front and then tied the knot. I really like how the knots look through the front, and I did add a tiny dab of hot glue underneath each knot so that they would stay in place. I recommend sealing this piece just in case it is hung like on an outdoor deck under a roof or something. It still will be kind of exposed to the outdoor elements. I love the Rust-Oleum spray the very most, and I usually spray everything with that clear gloss or satin, and it looks really nice. But I couldn't find that at this time, so I am using some of my outdoor Mod Podge. I was excited to test this out anyways, but I am just giving this a couple nice thick coats of the Mod Podge, and I just went ahead and covered the spatulas and the hooks so that the paint on them would be protected as well. To go with this sign, I also picked up this mitt and spatula from Dollar Tree. I thought it coordinated really nice with those pops of color, but I thought this sign turned out so cute and a perfect gift for anyone on Father's Day. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, and I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!